Hi there. We're going to be reviewing how to use Handshake to job search today. So the first thing is that you want to make sure that you log into Handshake using your LaSalle login information. And then once you're logged in, this is sort of your home page and what you're going to land on. And there's a few different ways that you can job search, and we're going to look at them now. So the first way is if you click on this square here on the left-hand side that says jobs. And then based on how you filled your information in, your job preferences, your interests, things like that, Handshake is going to give you some auto fill options over here on the left hand side. And if you want to do a more refined search, of course, you can use the search bar here across the top. You can also add filters to your search. So these are the most common filters, but if you click on all filters, you'll be able to see that you can get much more specific in your search. You can search by job type. If you click on more, you can see there's a bunch of different job types that you can look for, job function. These are all drop downs as well, so they give you some suggestions based on how you filled out your profile. If you don't see what you're looking for, you just click on the drop down and it will give you way more options. You can search and put filters based on employers, based on your major, employer preferences. I'll explain what match means in just a minute, and then also work authorization. So those are the filters that you can put on. I just want to say that if you put too many filters or you apply too many filters, this can really limit the results yielded in your search. So just kind of be careful of that. So if you see a job that you're interested in, I'm just going to use this first one as an example that pops up for me just to show you what it looks like. You can see that it's a full-time job, the organization. You can learn a little bit about the role. So the deadline, this is really important to note, the application deadline, December 31st at 5 p.m. So of course you need to make sure that you apply by that time. You can see when it was posted, and then it gives you information about U.S. work authorization. They want you to apply externally, so you just click on that and it will bring you to their website, but there are plenty of opportunities on Handshake that allow you to apply directly through Handshake. You can read a little bit about the job itself, full description, just have to expand it a little bit. I mentioned this before, but what it means to match with an employer preferences, again, how you fill out your profile. When you fill in your major, your GPA, your school year, you do that because employers set certain preferences in their jobs and internships, and that's what it means how you match against their preferences. So for this profile, the GPA and the major matches, but the school year doesn't. That doesn't mean that you can't apply. It's just sort of gives you an idea of what an employer is looking for. You can learn a little bit more about the organization. You can follow the organization. When you follow a company, you start sort of seeing information about them. You can get email alerts when they post new jobs, things like that. And then at the very bottom, it gives you similar jobs to this specific job that you're looking at here. If this is a job that's interesting to you, you can save it. Maybe you're not ready to apply directly to it yet, but you want to come back to it later. You can click on this little ribbon here and it will save it for you. When you save a job, you just come up to this saved tab here and put all your saved jobs here waiting for you. And again, just remember the deadline, but when you are ready, come back to the Save tab and go through the application process. This Applications tab allows you to keep track of your applications. So I don't have any applications submitted, but once you do, you can start to see that it has been submitted. You can see if it's been opened. You can see if it's pending. So this is a really good way to kind of keep track of your applications and see where it sits with an employer. And then the other tab up here that I want to show you is the Employers tab. So I love this page. It can show you, it shows you that there's over 500,000 employers on Handshake. Employers you follow, I mentioned following employers, so it will keep that up here for you. You can do searches for employers over here with some very specific filters as well. I'm going to show you this as an example. TJX is an employer that I follow. And when you look at an employer page, it gives you sort of an overview about the employer. It has like a featured job up here, about the company. And then it shows you that there have been 1,300 students who have worked here. This is not necessarily LaSalle students. It might be, but it doesn't have to be. But this is really cool because you can see what your peers are doing from other institutions as well. Also on this page, you can see if they have any public staff lists, and this means that these are typically recruiters who are on Handshake that are good people to connect with. This box shows you different jobs that are at this organization that are posted now, their contact information, and then some just overviews and highlights. The reviews tab is really, really unique. I think this is such a great feature. So as a user of Handshake, you are allowed to leave reviews for an organization that you have worked for if they are on Handshake. This is great. You get to learn what someone liked, what they wish was different, and advice that this person might have for you. So you can see that it was a senior psych student from James Madison University. But there's lots of really, really great information under the reviews that are from other students and your peers at other institutions. So that can be really, really helpful. If you click on interviews, again, it's feedback from students who have gone through the interview process. What was the process like? What's one question you were asked? So this gives you some good feedback and can kind of help prepare for an interview that you might have with this organization. All right, so I'm going to go back to the home page and just kind of walk you through a few other ways that you can take a look at some of the jobs that are posted. So again, on your homepage, jobs that you've saved. So it will kind of give you a reminder here as well. These are the jobs that you were interested in. Don't forget about them. Kind of keeps them front and center for you. Based on job roles you're interested in. So again, when you fill out your profile on Handshake, you're going to fill in a bunch of different areas of interest, and based on that, Handshake is going to auto-populate these jobs for you that they think you might find interesting. You can click on see more jobs here. It will give you a bunch more jobs expiring soon. So again, these are jobs that Handshake thinks that you might be interested in that are going to expire within the next 2 weeks. Jobs in government, this will probably be different for you. Once again, it's what is your major, what are the industries that you're interested in. When you fill out your profile, that's where this information is going to be pulling from. So there's a lot of different ways that you can job search on Handshake. Those are just the basics. I hope this was helpful. And as always, if you have any questions for us in career development, please don't hesitate to reach out and feel free to schedule a meeting with us through Starfish. We'd love to see you.